gonna be. They've been able to get a few upsets already, but getting an upset against the 1 seed as a 19 seed, I'm not sure I've seen that myself, unless it's like a DQ for being like AFK.
And it looks like there was a DQ for Keshi to even get here in the first place, according to...
Oh, so they had a losers run as well? Are you saying the opponent they were playing?
Their opponent
DQ?
DC'd.
I see, okay.
What are... Oh, goodness. Okay.
TSD opener, that's what we like to see. Interesting strategy. I mean, it has that back-to-back start for them. Forced to break out of it as Vince is already getting that big spike. And Vince with the PC? What? Okay. I was not ready for that one, but looks like Vince was. Okay,
yeah, this opener is insane. That is like certified. It works.
Yeah, Keshi is definitely known for her all spins, but that is not an opener I've ever seen anyone use.
That is insane. And look at the way it's like, okay, they're going for a normal stack now. The way it's built, I think, is the most insane part. It looks like it's a pile of misdrops until they slide one piece into place and oops, it's a TST tower.
Yeah, that I was not expecting that ice spin. I thought there was just a misdrop there, but it worked out for that first round. But looks like it's not gonna be great for them right now. Vince has that huge surge ready. Looks like Keshi does manage to barely survive it. Still sitting a little bit high here. Vince decides to time here. As they see, Keshi is still surviving even these massive spikes, but this one might be a little too big even to survive for them.
Yeah, just too much garbage too quickly.
Looks like someone linked the opener in the chat. Apparently it is called Butterfly.
I love that.
I mean, it's a new one to me for sure.
Same here, but you know, there's a first time for everything, and it wouldn't be the first opener to absolutely baffle me.
At this point in time, we're out of this opener. It looks like Keshi getting sent a huge spike does manage to cancel it for the most part, but now has a misdrop on their own end, trying to find a downstick here with the IP's misdrop, the OP's misdrop, and I think they might have just given up after that.
Yeah, after a couple of misdrops, especially against Vince, sometimes you just gotta take the L. You just gotta top out. You just gotta go next.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for it again.
Oh, insane.
So crazy.
I would love to speak to whoever came up with this opener and just be like, how did you figure this out?
Yeah, I mean, I assume it's someone in Yakin's server just messing around with T-spins. They are big fans of going for fancy stuff like that, but it does not matter against Vince. Vince can do fancy stuff of their own volition and get those wins. Vince just nice spike there, keeping that back-to-back in the meantime. Keshi just struggling to try and catch up, already at that surge deficit here, and Vince is still pressuring here and is relentless. Might be forced to break it, or just do a very clean donation there to keep it going, and get that massive 48 spike. Keshi looks like not able to find any downstack out of it. Yeah, cannot get through it, and Vince already taking a nice commanding lead in this set. Looks like both of them opting to go for a nice basic opener here. Not anything too fancy. As I say that, Vince already going for that all-spin magic. Gets a 50 spike! Okay, Vince.
Okay,
that wasn't even that crazy of a surge. It was just a nice multiplier spike on top of it. Okay, I thought this was a new opener. Okay, this is just
no,
the same
that's
opener.
just how insane it looks. It looks like it's not going to be a TST tower, and then oops, it's a TST tower.
It's like five different ways to set up, but it doesn't matter. Vince just counters it. I think they're just going for the style points at this point. I think they know that this is gonna be an impossible battle, so they're just trying to flex the chat.
I mean, if you've gotten this far in the tournament, might as well use the opportunity to just confuse everyone involved.
Yeah, just show off your skills here, and I mean, they're doing a nice job. Still struggling to survive here past the opener, not able to get much to downstack here, and Vince already with a 7-point lead here, just needs 3 to move on here. We'll see if Keshi is able to do any more damage in the meantime. Like, was Vince looking for a PC there? I'm not too sure.
I have no clue.
I feel like
you never know what Vince is looking for.
That's true. Vince is an anomaly, as always. I don't know if that JP was a misshot. I saw the fix, but you didn't need to do that. But it doesn't matter. It works out for them. That's just the Vince way of doing it. Even with that surge deficit, they still managed to get the win. Again, Keshi with his opener, going out of nowhere. Vince on the other side with a PC out of nowhere. Looks like they might have had another one, but immediately missed shots and couldn't follow it up. Keshi does manage to send Vince a good amount, but obviously Vince was able to downstack through that quite easily here.
Yeah, Vince is building up this back-to-back here. You see this -8 appear on Keshi's board. And Vince breaks it with a 24 spike. Keshi is up at the top of the board, but alive. Vince's follow-up, not a 50 spike that time, which allows Keshi to survive.
Yeah, Keshi did have a misdrop, but it looks like Vince did not pressure at the right moment and let Keshi get out of it just barely. Vince with not the cleanest stack right now. Does manage to all spin their way down through it. Very nicely done here. But Keshi, in the meantime, has been building a small surge there, but it might not matter as Vince sends a nice 26 spike there. And yeah, Keshi's sitting at the top. Even if they made it down through that clean, they had so much cheese under it. And with that, Vince now at match point already. Like this, I think they might have misdropped that opener there, managing to fix it with style points with these all spins. I don't know how they managed to keep back-to-back through all of that. Finally decides to break out of it as they are forced to. Looks like Keshi is unfazed at it whatsoever, but even so, that was a crazy back-to-back made by Vince. And looks like they're going for just even more all spins, just flexing at this point. They know they probably have this set in the books regardless, so they just want to show off as well. And Keshi trying to find a down stack, just barely managed to survive there, but still being constantly pressured by Vince, and gets the Trinity. That's not one.
Yeah, the Trinity is great. I love to see a good Trinity setup.
It's not very common at the high play, just because people know that it's very TP dependent. They did manage to pull it off though, and it looks like Vince here on the other side dealing with some misdrops.
Yeah, Vince bringing his board back to a good state with a pin for no reason.
I don't know the last time I've seen a pin, so I was surprised by that one.
Oh no, the misdrop from Vince there.
Is it going to be a fin to win or no? Trying to get the win in the books here. Keshi does manage to start building up the surge here. Nearly getting
Vince misdrop.
Still managing to downstack all of that. Doesn't matter. Unfazed whatsoever. And now, yeah, Keshi couldn't do anything to counter it. That's just Vince for you.
I love that Keshi's 1 point is from the butterfly opener.
Yeah, I'm glad they managed to get a win with the butterfly opener.
Love that.
It was not a sweep just because of that. I think Vince was intimidated seeing that for the first time, and it worked out. But obviously, regardless, I think that was just a flex showing for Keshi, just showing off their T-spins, and Vince moving on into, I believe it's losers quarters, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right, but I'm also not entirely sure.
I don't know, I'm bad with numbers.
And speaking of numbers, we can see APM here. In those last few rounds, very similar between the two players, but we can see what Vince
was
did around the center.
Yeah, Vince was playing a little bit light at the end there, but looks like it doesn't seem too much, or it doesn't matter too much on who has the APM advantage. Vince won most of the rounds regardless. And with that, I believe we are moving down to see OSW versus Akma, which is going to be interesting.